1045 The Team, 1045theteam.com. Armen and Levack. Armen, of course, handling some business at home. So I get to talk to Kevin Carr. Kevin Carr, of course, the last 13 seasons, he was the Vice President of Social Responsibility and Player Programs for the National Basketball Association and the NBA Developmental League. Kevin, thank you so much for making some time for us.
Hey, happy Friday. Good morning. Appreciate you having me, so thank you.
Yeah, well, all right, so here's the deal. Big night last night, the NBA draft. I know we're all fired up about it still, but I'm most interested because you are so tight to the D-League, so tight to the NBA. What are your feelings on the new proposed rule which would allow college student-athletes to declare for the draft, go to the combine, don't sign an agent, but if they don't like what they hear from real NBA evaluators, they can go back to school with no penalty?
I think it's important. First of all, I think it's a very good step in the right direction in terms of discussions as to why a student-athlete may need in basketball more than 1 year and be able to go to the next level, because sometimes that 1 year you give that up and it's just so huge it could really be a misstep. So giving them a chance to get a bird's eye view or touch a big toe in the water is good. I think it allows them to firsthand get exposure on what that competition level is really like, how big the guys, how fast they are, and to really hear what the teams are saying about them to make an honest assessment. I can remember a parent calling me saying, hey, my son is projected to be in the draft. What are they saying? And, part of it was me saying, I don't hear anything. I think he might need another year. And the parent says, I think he should go. I said, I think you should listen to the experts. And he did go, but he struggled, and he had an up-and-down career. I really thought he could have played 2 to 3 years in college, would have been a top first-round guy, but he ended up being a journeyman, and I don't even know where he's at now.
Is this the good answer for, like, so many people are, fighting the one and done. So many people think there's got to be a better way for college basketball to handle its athletes. Is this a good answer for it? Like, if these kids hear this advice and use it and go back to school in certain cases, do you think this is the right step for college hoops and the NBA?
I think it's a good step in a collaborative effort that they continue to try to find that median where both of them can coexist, because there are some needs by the colleges. I think, it really hurts sometimes their graduation and really their overall mission to educate, and at the same time, if someone feels like they're ready for the next level, you can't really hold them back. I do think that it gives sort of the best of both worlds. The biggest thing is to get good, sound advice and really hear your coaches, hear whoever else is in your circle, and as the athlete perform when you get the chance, if you decide to take it and you really understand whether you compete or not, you take it. If not, you go back and you do more homework and get better, and then it really kind of helps you help yourself that following year or two.
Armen and Levack, ESPN Radio 1045 The Team, joined by Kevin Carr. Kevin, 20 years in the sports business and professional development, running things, especially a big part of the Developmental League, or as a lot of people call it, the D-League. And I wonder if that's part of the reason that even though we know in baseball and hockey you get drafted, you go and you participate in minor leagues, in the NBA, if you go to the Developmental League, people seem to label you as a bust. How far from the truth is that, and how helpful is the Developmental League in bringing athletes to the NBA?
The D-League flat out second best basketball in the world after the NBA. The talent that came and that's still in that league is unparalleled. It allows that player who really wants the NBA dream to be so close to it that at any point in time he's a free agent to go to any of the 30 teams. So you're not even sidetracked to one team. You get to go to any one of the 30 at any point in time, however they need you. So no bones about it. Best basketball outside the NBA in the world. Those guys in that league are just a step away. Some of the top guys are just a step away from being in the NBA, an injury away.
Kevin Carr, 13 seasons as the Vice President of Social Responsibility and Player Programs for the NBA and the NBA D-League. So you know full well firsthand, last night, guys walk up to that podium before and after, how do their lives change? So you handed that ball cap, how different is the world for you right then?
Hey, it was one of the greatest opportunities I had to impact a person's life from a individual and a family and create legacy. What an amazing opportunity to shake a young man's hand. You automatically knows he's going to become a big, big brand. Before that, a lot of preparation by the NBA and the Players Association to get him and his family ready for this new exposure. So you immediately become like this brand, not only for yourself, but for your team, for the NBA. Become a global, almost ambassador. And right now, you've got 60 guys last night who became the CEOs of their own small basketball companies. They put their sign out and said, I'm ready for business. So with that comes employer demands. Now they've got people that have hugely invested in them and are going to want immediate impact. It changes them overnight from a very, very good standpoint. Living arrangements, people notoriety, and then I've seen it where it can be a bit overwhelming. And that's where the leagues have support, where I was, where player development helps them deal with the huge transition. I think, 16 of the 20 or so guys were at 19 or something like that. That's a huge, any 19-year-old to take a big-time job and go into it and be good at it. Think about this one as 19. Take this job and go into it and be good overnight. It's going to take a lot of good support. And on a team level, they have people to help support them and their family. So it's not only just the player, it's the family. Whoever's important to him, they need the coaching because this is a huge global business. There's plenty of upside and there's opportunity galore, but you have to manage it.
How important is it, Kevin, for these guys, these entities, these companies in and of themselves to get the right support around them? The second they put pen to paper and become millionaires, to go out and get a coach, a mentor, an agent that can really support them.
It's extremely important, and that's part of what I've decided to do since leaving the NBA. We've put together a real strong infrastructure and organization called Pro to CEO, and we really help people with the reinvention, even if it's like a player, even if it's just think about any new business that you've had or any new opportunity that you come into. If you had a mentor in the radio business, you would accelerate a lot quicker, faster than you could on your own. And that's really part of what these guys will have. They'll have a great agent. Hopefully they'll have a great support system. And because it's so unique, such a unique lifestyle, there are going to be periods in which they're going to be riding high, and then there are going to be periods in which they're riding low. And that's where, when the things aren't going great or when they're going great, you have to have somebody to keep you even keeled, keep the balance, keep the structure, because it moves so fast and furious, those 82 games. And if you go into the playoffs and you go all the way, you've got over 100-plus games.
Kevin Carr, after 13 seasons with the NBA, Vice President of Social Responsibility Player Programs, and doing the same with the NBA D-League, now running pro2ceo.com. That's PRO2, the number 2, CEO.com, and helping athletes. And it's just anybody? Like, can anybody go get to that website
Absolutely.
And get help?
Yeah, anybody who really wants to go next level, sees themselves somewhat needing a support to figure out, how do I make it? How do I go? We've done it. We work across organizations. We work with individuals. So it's not limited to just athletes. Obviously, that's my sweet spot. But because I've worked with a lot of successful champions on the court, off the court, we felt like we could open up. Everybody's the CEO of their own life, even you, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, my business needs an overhaul, but I'm working on it.
Give us a call, man. We got you.
Will do. Pro2CEO, Kevin Carr, thank you so much for making some time and helping us kind of understand what these athletes are going through as they prepare and move into the NBA.
Absolutely. Thank you. Anytime I could be helpful, man, I'd love to come back anytime.